Tom, thank you. Joining me now, former federal prosecutor and CNN legal analyst Shan Wu. Shan, thank you for being here on a Saturday. It is somewhat remarkable how little everyone has seen or even heard from Robert Mueller. When this investigation eventually ends, when he's ready to issue a report, how will he do that? Do you see him coming out and holding some sort of a press conference, making some sort of a formal presentation, or will he do it quietly? Will we may never hear from him?
Well, my money's on him doing it quietly. That definitely seems to be Mueller's style. I worked with him as well, and certainly in this investigation, I think he's been very conscious of the weight of it and the need for being very quiet and not sounding politicized. The actual format is a mystery because unlike the old independent counsel statutes, which gave very specific requirements about what kind of report you'd have to do, this is really just very vague, a report to the Attorney General. So that really ends up putting the pressure on who is the Attorney General. And I think if you have either Barr or Whitaker, they are not going to be disposed towards revealing anything publicly because there's no way this is going to be a favorable report. It may not be indictment or impeachment, but there's going to be a lot of negative stuff in it.
And so it might not even be up to Mueller, is what you're saying, that the acting Attorney General or an Attorney General confirmed may be the one that ultimately makes that decision. Let's talk about the investigation itself. We obviously don't know all that much about it, but we do know this report from Time magazine today that Paul Manafort was pressured by an ex-Russian intelligence officer to pay down millions of dollars in debt owed to a Kremlin-linked oligarch. That Russian, Viktor Borenkin, told Time that Manafort owed us a lot of money and he was offering us ways to pay it back. I mean, how significant could this be?
That's an extraordinary bombshell to hear about. The fact that somebody in Manafort's position had that sort of leverage on them from a Russian intelligence agent, has enormous significance. Total speculation, of course. This could be part of what we hear that Manafort was not being forthright about, and that could certainly lead to a more tight nexus, sort of a missing link, if you will, between actual Russian government agents and directly trying to influence the campaign.
But then I guess in order for it to link to the president, there would have to be then a second stage of that connection, right? I mean, theoretically, Manafort could have been acting without the president knowing anything about it, right?
Well, that's right. That's right. And I think there always have been two steps here, Ryan. The first is really trying to show there is some sort of direct link to the campaign itself. And then the second step, of course, would be what kind of knowledge the president had of it.
All right, well, we'll see what 2019 brings and if we all ever end up learning everything that Robert Mueller knows. Shan Wu, thanks as always for your expertise. We appreciate it.
Sure thing. Good to see you.